Right, I just want to run you through my shallow rigs that I use for fishing to cover on the recent tunnel barn Daiwa Masters that I managed to win. So we'll start with the rigs. We'll start with my fixed rigs first. I have two fixed rigs set up. Now my first one is a 3/8 Winter Maggie. This is a dead light rig. It takes 3 number 12s strung out through the line. Now this is sort of like me, I call it my kinky rig. I use this for flicking it in and catching fish on the drop. Now what you'll notice with my fixed rig is that it's got a long lash. So basically from hook to connector, my total rig is 28 inch. So what I can do with that rig is I can fish anywhere between say 10 inch right up to 2 foot with this rig and just move it about. I feel like it's really important to have a long lash just so you're keeping your pole tip away and then you can catch them crafty F1s. Now I'll run you through everything on the rig. So we'll start with the elastic. It's the 10 to 12 red slick. I absolutely love this elastic. Brilliant for, I use it for all my shallow fishing on Snake Lakey venues. I think it's really soft, so when you hook an F1 it guides out your peg nice and easy, but it's also got that backbone in it. If you do hook a bonus carp or anything like that, it can angle it. So that's my elastic choice. My main line is 018 power micron, nice and robust line, just because you're fishing up to cover. If you get run through the cover or anything like that, it can withstand it and you're not snapping your rigs and things like that. Now because I did say I like fishing long lashes, I have 2 number 8 back shots. That just to able the line to keep it nice and tight, and then you've just got that little bit of slack line to your float so you can hit into them bites a lot quicker and easier. The float, again, I've just said about the float, it's a 3/8 Winter Maggie, takes 3 number 12s strung out through the rig for flicking it in, and then a hook length is a short 3-inch hook length. It's a 014 power micron hook length to a 16s. It's a prototype hook that I'm using at the minute by Matrix, not out yet, and then a Matrix super soft bait band. I like them super soft bait bands because they don't pop your casters, are nice and soft, you can push them in nice and easy. So that's my first fixed rig. Then we'll move on to my next fixed rig, which is a long lash dibber. Again, total rig from hook to connect to 28 inch. Again, that's for fishing with a long lash, and you can fluctuate through the depths. You can fish that anywhere from, with the fishing depth here at Tunnel Barn, the shallowest you can go is 8 inch. So I fish from 8 inch right up to, with this rig I'll probably fish up to about 18-20 inch with this dibber. It's a number 2 RW dibber. This takes 2 number 10s, and 2 number 8 back shots again. Same elastic, 10 to 12s red slick. Mainline 018 power micron, down to a 3-inch 014 power micron hook length, a 16s prototype hook again, and a Matrix super soft bait band. All my rigs are pretty set up on similar gear, but they all do different jobs. So that's my 2 fixed rigs. Now we'll move on to my overshotted rigs. Now I have an array of overshotted rigs set up, but they're all set up identical, just at different depths. Now this is my shallowest rig that I had set up. Its total depth is 12 inch. That's the shallowest I can fish at Tunnel Barn Farm, because it's 4 inch lash, and then from the bottom of the float I'm fishing 6 inch. Now again, elastic, 10 to 12s red slick, 018 power micron mainline, and then it's a number 1 RW dibber. This to shot this normally takes, I'd say, 2 number 12s to shot it buoyant, but I use it for overshotting, and it's got 4 number 10s on it. That's what I shot it with, 4 number 10s, just on top of me bulk, a bulk on top of my loops, and then it's down to a short 3-inch 014 power micron hook length, a 16s prototype hook again, and a Matrix super soft bait band. Now normally on my overshotted rigs I'd like to try and get a 5-inch hook length on, but because of your float being 4 inch down here at Tunnel Barn Farm, it's really difficult to get a 5-inch hook length. So on this on my shallowest overshotted rig I've got a 3-inch hook length, but if I was going to other venues and I could have my float right up to my connector there, I would put a 5-inch hook length on it. I think it's important on your overshotted rigs to have a 5-inch hook length, just so when you're shipping out and you're flicking that rig, you're sort of like creating that little bit of, so your hook bait can flick up a little bit, and that's sort of natural fall of your hook bait. So I think that's really important to have a 5-inch hook length if you can. But at Tunnel, on my shallowest rig, I couldn't do that, so I've got a 3-inch hook length on. Now all my other overshotted rigs are exactly set up exactly the same. There's no difference. Same mainline, same elastic, same float, same shot, 4 number 10s, everything. There's no different. So that is all my shotted rigs are set up for the Tunnel Barn Masters. Now I'll explain to you a little bit on how many overshotted rigs are set up. So we're set up starting at 12 inch my shallowest, and then I went up in 2 inch intervals. So we're set up 12 inch, 14, 16, 18, 20 and 24 inch. This was for fishing to cover, and the depth on the bottom was 3 foot, so that was what I set up, right from 12 inch up to 2 foot. I don't feel like you need to set anything deeper than 2 foot up. From 2 foot to on the bottom, you may as well just drop on the bottom and catch them on the bottom. So that was my overshotted rigs for the Daiwa Pole Masters. Hopefully that helps you out and you can take it into your fishing. Right, just before you go, which I did forget to mention, and I think it's really important thing about when you're shallow fishing, is having your top kits marked up. Now, I've got my top kits marked up on a little sticker that I got from off eBay. You can get them from eBay. Some of the lads mark them up with Sharpie pen. Yeah, I have them in it. Obviously they're in inches, right up to the top of your top kit, so you know exactly what depth you're fishing. It's so important because for F1s, you could be fishing at 13 inch, catch 5 or 6 F1s, and then stop catching, change depth an inch, say from 13 to 12 inch, and start catching instantly again. So I think that's really important. I like these markers that I use. I got them off eBay. I put them on, and this one here has been on for about 9 months now, and it's been fine. I think if you put them on correctly, they stay on for a long time. But you can use other ways as well. A lot of people use the Sharpie pen, but I find with a Sharpie pen, when you're fishing with things like meat and stuff like that, and getting water on your top kits, it rubs off easy. And I have my own business and work myself, so I haven't got the time to keep marking it on all the time, so I think these were great for me. But the important thing about it is it's so important to have it marked up, because like I say, when you're shallow fishing, knowing your depths, what you're fishing at, and changing depths quickly is really important. So that's another thing that I think you should take into consideration if you've not already done so.